All right, the conclusion. So the final part. So this is kind of where we go back to the introduction and tie up loose ends and go back to our introduction and kind of paraphrase everything. So we start with a transition. So for instance, in conclusion, to conclude. And then you must paraphrase or reword your thesis so it's not repetitive. So let's just remind ourselves what our original thesis was, or mine. My original thesis was that Ronald Reagan was a hero because of his contributions to bringing down the Berlin Wall and his compassion towards people. Okay, I can't say that same thing again in my conclusion. I must reword it so it's not repetitive, but I'm reminding my reader of my big idea, my big main idea. So I said, in conclusion, Ronald Reagan was heroic during his presidency because of his commitment to reunifying Germany and his compassion for the U.S. citizens. So this is what it looks like when I wrote it out. I noticed that when I typed it, I put U.S., but in a formal writing, we should not use abbreviations. We need to write out United States. So that's one thing that's different from what I just showed you, but everything else is the same. So you must start with a transition that's appropriate for a conclusion, and then you must reword or paraphrase your original thesis. It should be one sentence. Okay, the next part is where we paraphrase our lead. So we go back to our original lead and our introduction, and we explain the characteristics of heroism that our hero possesses. How do these characteristics match a hero? So this is what I said about Ronald Reagan. Characteristics of heroism can be many things. A hero must have compassion and bravery to be a true leader. So I talked about compassion and bravery as far as Ronald Reagan was concerned, how he gave back to people and he was brave to stand up to the leader of Germany and be a true leader. I never said that, but it's inferred through my words about why he's a hero, showing compassion and bravery. So 2 sentences. Okay, the next part is paraphrase bridge. Almost done. So this is where you explain how your hero has those characteristics and what do they do that shows those 2 characteristics. And my characteristics, remember, were compassion and bravery. So this is what I came up with. In my introduction, I called him, he was known as the great communicator. So I came back and used that and called him the great communicator. The great communicator had these characteristics, referring to what I just talked about in my lead. He showed bravery by standing up to Mr. Gorbachev and compassion with his charity efforts as the 40th President of the United States. Notice everything is coming full circle and proving why he's a hero. And then last is our paraphrased hook. So you must reword your hook, paraphrase it, same thing. Put in your own words what is being said in your hook. What does the author of your quotation mean by what they are saying? And you must start with something like, as blank said. You can't just put a sentence. It has to show where it came from, even though you're paraphrasing it. It was not your original idea. So what I said was, as Mr. Ingersoll once said, so I'm giving credit to the author, heroes look fear, duty, and honor in the face in an act of heroism. So again, I'm coming back full circle to what heroism really was and what Mr. Ingersoll said it was.